Mastering is the last step in audio production before you get ready for distribution. It's a series of processes with some pretty specific purpose to enhance your audio quality. Usually makes your song sound louder, more balanced individually, but even more importantly, if you've recorded 12 songs over the course of a year, and they've been recorded in different places or with different gear, they're not going to sound like they belong on the same record. And that's another thing that mastering does, is kind of bring their sound qualities into more of a normal state where they sound like they belong on the same thing. The biggest thing that mastering does is make your audio sound good anywhere. Something that bands forget about sometimes, I think, is that your music is going to be played in so many different places. It's going to be played in somebody's car, on somebody's iPod. It's going to be played in my studio through some massive speakers, and it's going to be played in somebody's home theater or through their television, or it's going to be on the phone when somebody's on hold somewhere. And those they're all going to sound different, and it's just really important that your stuff sound as good as it can to the most people in the most different environments and different stereos that it'll be played through. Because let's face it, in the studio on a pair of $5,000 speakers pushed by $10,000 worth of preamps and EQs and so on, I mean, you can make trash sound pretty good. But the people who are going to buy your music nowadays are really listening to it a lot of times for the first time, and then even most of the time they're listening to it through computer speakers. And especially before they decide to spend money on iTunes, they're not gonna play the file into a recording program and burn it onto a CD and take it into their nice stereo before they decide to spend that money. They're gonna give it whatever shot it's got coming out of their laptop.
I mean that's a huge point in that fact, and I hope that you guys got that on this call, that almost all music discovery these days is done online. Whether that's a MySpace page, and you guys know how bad songs sound on MySpace, whether that's on Pandora or Last.fm, Grooveshark, wherever that is, music discovery is happening online. People sharing a link to a song via Twitter, people sharing a link in an email or IM, and you're listening to it for the first time on computer speakers. And, the general population has a laptop or crappy computer speakers that came with the computer. That's how they're hearing your music for the first time. So getting that first impression through mastering, I think, is something that's huge, because they aren't listening to it through $10,000 speakers and amps and EQs. So that was a huge point that I definitely wanted to drill home to you guys, and Will can kind of expand on that and take it to the next level.
Thanks for checking out an audio sample of this Label 2.0 training call with Will Duke from SoundOps. This episode was all about getting your music ready for digital distribution and the difference between digital and physical distribution. If you'd like to check out this call in its entirety, if you are a Label 2.0 member, it is in your dashboard. And if you're not, now is a great time to join Label 2.0, a music marketing community and interactive training series for indie musicians. This is Greg signing off from Label 2.0.